The alien ship floated in space like a giant metal flower. Captain Zethkari looked at the blue planet through the viewing screen. Earth looked perfect. The readings showed water, oxygen, and a nice temperature. It seemed like the kind of world his people would love to visit. Send the message, Zethkari told his crew. Tell them we come in peace. Far below on Earth, Jake Sullivan was drinking his third cup of coffee at the Goldstone Space Center. He had been working the night shift for 2 years, listening for signals from space. Most nights were quiet. Tonight was different. The computers started beeping like crazy. Jake almost dropped his coffee. The signal was clear and strong. It was coming from just outside Earth's orbit. He called his boss right away. "Lisa, you need to get down here now," Jake said into his phone. "We got something big." Lisa Morgan drove to the center as fast as she could. She was the director of the Deep Space program. She had dreamed of this day since she was a little girl. When she saw the signal on Jake's screen, her hands started shaking. The message was simple. The aliens wanted to visit Earth. They said they were peaceful explorers. They wanted to study Earth's plants and animals. They asked if they could land at a safe place. Lisa called the president. The president called the military. Within 6 hours, Edwards Air Force Base was ready for visitors from space. The alien ship came down slowly. It was beautiful and quiet. No flames or smoke came from it. It just floated down like a feather. A door opened in the side of the ship. 3 aliens walked out. They were tall and thin. Their skin was pale blue. They had 4 arms and big eyes. They wore silver suits that covered their whole bodies. The suits had tubes and wires all over them. The leader was Chief Kreenath. He was a scientist who had visited many worlds. He expected Earth to be like the others, safe and easy. He was wrong. Within the first hour, something went wrong. Kreenath's suit started making warning sounds. The readings on his arm screen were all red. His air filter was working too hard. The radiation counter was going crazy. "The star is too bright," Kreenath told his team. "The radiation is much stronger than we thought." Back at the base, Jake and Lisa watched the aliens struggle. They could see the aliens were having trouble. Their suits were smoking a little. The aliens kept looking up at the sun like it was trying to hurt them. "Should we help them?" Jake asked. "I don't know how," Lisa said. "Maybe we should call Amanda." Dr. Amanda Rodriguez got the call while she was teaching a class about chemistry. She was a smart woman who knew a lot about how different chemicals worked. The government wanted her to talk to the aliens about science. Amanda arrived at the base 2 hours later. She could see the aliens were not doing well. They moved slowly. Their suits were making strange noises. One of them sat down on the ground and would not get up. "They look sick," Amanda said to Jake. "What should we do?" Jake asked. Amanda thought for a moment. Then she had an idea. She walked over to the aliens. Slowly, she held up a bottle of water. She pointed to herself and then to the bottle. She pretended to drink. The aliens looked at each other. They talked in their own language for a minute. Then Kreenath nodded. He opened a small part of his suit near his mouth. Amanda poured a little water into it. Kreenath screamed. The sound was terrible. It was like metal being torn apart. The other aliens ran to help him. They dragged him back toward their ship. His suit was flashing red lights everywhere. Amanda stepped back. She did not understand what happened. Water was safe. Everyone on Earth drank water. How could it hurt an alien? Jake grabbed Amanda's arm. "What did you do?" "I just gave him water," Amanda said. "Normal water. The same water we drink every day." The aliens got Kreenath into their ship. They closed the door. For an hour, nobody came out. Lisa tried to call them on the radio, but they did not answer. Finally, the door opened again. A different alien came out. This one's suit was much thicker. It had more tubes and filters. The alien spoke through a speaker in its suit. "Your water is poison," the alien said. "It has minerals that burn our insides. How do you drink poison every day?" Amanda looked at Jake. Jake looked at Lisa. None of them knew what to say. "It's not poison to us," Amanda said. "We need those minerals to live. Without them, we get sick." The alien was quiet for a long time. Then it said, "Your world is not what we expected. Your sun is too bright. Your air is too thick. Your water is toxic. How do you survive here?" Lisa stepped forward. "This is normal for us. We evolved here. This is our home." "Your home is a death world," the alien said. "No civilized species could live here. Yet you not only live here, you seem healthy and strong. This is impossible." The alien went back into the ship. The humans stood outside looking at each other. They had always thought Earth was a nice, normal planet. Now aliens were telling them it was deadly. Jake laughed nervously. "I guess we're tougher than we thought." Amanda was not laughing. She was thinking about all the things humans did every day. Drinking water with minerals, living under a bright sun, breathing thick air. If these things could hurt aliens, what else about Earth was dangerous? Inside the alien ship, Kreenath was getting better, but he was scared. He had visited 47 worlds. None of them had been like this. Earth was supposed to be a Class M planet, safe for most life forms. Instead, it was like a world designed to kill visitors. "We need to study these humans more," Kreenath told his captain. "They have adapted to live in conditions that would kill most of the galaxy. We need to understand how this is possible." The captain nodded. "Set up the medical scanners. But be careful. If their water can poison us, what else about them might be dangerous?" As the sun set over Edwards Air Force Base, both species realized the same thing. First contact was not going to be as simple as anyone had hoped. The humans were learning that their world was strange and dangerous. The aliens were learning that the humans themselves might be the strangest and most dangerous thing of all. The next morning, Dr. Kreenath felt better. His body had cleaned out the poison water from the day before, but he was still scared. If humans drank poison every day and called it normal, what other impossible things did they do? The alien medical team set up their scanners outside the ship. They wanted to study human bodies. They needed to understand how humans could live on such a dangerous world. Captain Billy Thompson was the first human to volunteer. He was a test pilot who flew the fastest jets on Earth. Billy was not afraid of anything. He walked up to the alien, scanners like he was going for a walk in the park. Dr. Amanda Rodriguez stood next to the aliens to help explain what they found. She thought it would be easy. She was wrong. The first scan made the aliens jump back from their machines. "This cannot be right," Kreenath said. His voice was shaking. "Run the scan again." The second scan showed the same thing. Billy's body was full of tiny living things. Millions and millions of them. They were in his stomach, on his skin, even in his mouth. "He is infected," one of the alien doctors said. "We must help him. He will die soon." Amanda looked at the scan. She started laughing. "Those are not infections, those are good bacteria. We need them to live. Without them, we would get sick." The aliens stared at her. In their world, any tiny living thing inside the body was bad. Their bodies were clean and sterile. The idea of living with millions of tiny creatures was like a nightmare. "You live with parasites on purpose?" Kreenath asked. "They help us eat food," Amanda said. "They protect us from bad bacteria. They are our friends." Billy smiled. "I never thought about the little guys before. But yeah, they are part of me." The aliens moved away from Billy. They were afraid the tiny creatures might jump onto them. Lieutenant Sarah Williams arrived next. She was an Army medic who helped hurt soldiers. Sarah brought her medical bag with her. "Want to see how we fix injuries?" Sarah asked. Before anyone could stop her, Sarah took out a small knife. She made a tiny cut on her arm. Blood came out. The aliens screamed. "Why did you hurt yourself?" Kreenath yelled. "Relax," Sarah said. "Watch this." Sarah cleaned the cut and put a bandage on it. She explained how human bodies could lose blood and make more. She told them how cuts heal by themselves. She said that broken bones grow back stronger than before. The aliens could not believe it. Their bodies were fragile. A small cut could kill them. They never broke bones because their bones were weak. The idea that damage could make something stronger was crazy to them. "We get stronger when we get hurt?" Billy asked. "I never thought about it that way." "Sure," Sarah said. Every time you work out, you tear tiny pieces of muscle. Then they grow back bigger. That's how we get strong." The aliens looked at each other with fear. These humans hurt themselves to become more powerful. Sergeant Tony Martinez showed up for his daily workout. He did not know the aliens were watching. He just wanted to exercise like he did every morning. Tony started with push-ups. The aliens watched his heart rate go up on their scanners. His body temperature got hotter. Water poured out of his skin. "He is dying," one alien said. "His body is breaking down." "No, he's just exercising," Amanda said. "This is normal." Tony did jumping jacks, sit-ups, and lifted heavy weights. His muscles were tearing apart and healing at the same time. His lungs worked harder to get more oxygen. His heart pumped faster to move blood around his body. To the aliens, it looked like Tony was torturing himself, but Tony was smiling. He felt good. When he finished, he felt stronger and happier. "You hurt yourselves for fun?" Kreenath asked. "It feels good," Tony said. "Pain means I'm getting stronger." The concept of no pain, no gain, made the aliens feel sick. Their species avoided all pain. Pain meant death was coming, but humans seemed to enjoy it. Dr. Elena Vasquez arrived to explain human sports medicine. She brought videos of football games, boxing matches, and rock climbing. The aliens watched humans crash into each other in football. They saw boxers hit each other in the face on purpose. They watched people climb up mountains that could kill them if they fell. "This is entertainment?" Kreenath asked. "We love sports," Elena said. "The more dangerous, the more exciting." The aliens saw humans doing things that would be illegal on any civilized world. Humans jumped out of airplanes with only a piece of cloth to save them. They drove cars at high speeds around dangerous turns. They surfed on giant waves that could crush them. "Your species enjoys risking death," the alien anthropologist Nixiandra said. She was taking notes as fast as she could. "Well, when you put it that way, I guess we do," Elena said. Lieutenant Kevin Barnes was working the radio in the alien ship. He was listening to the conversations between the aliens and their homeworld. What he heard made him worried. The aliens were calling Earth a death world. They said humans were the most dangerous species they had ever met. Not because humans were mean, but because they were impossible. Kevin listened as the aliens described human biology to their scientists back home. Every fact about humans sounded like a horror story to them. Humans drink poison water and call it healthy. Humans live with millions of parasites and say they are helpful. Humans break their bodies on purpose to make them stronger. Humans enjoy pain and call it fun. The alien crew was getting more scared every hour. They had come to study a primitive species. Instead, they found creatures that could survive anything. "Captain," Kevin said to Billy, "I think we have a problem." "What kind of problem?" Billy asked. "The aliens think we are monsters," Kevin said. "They are afraid of us." Billy looked around at his friends. Tony was still sweating from his workout. Sarah was treating a small scratch on her hand like it was nothing. Amanda was drinking a bottle of water that could kill an alien. "I guess we are pretty tough," Billy said. "But we are not monsters. We are just human." That night, the aliens held a meeting in their ship. They had learned more about humans in one day than they wanted to know in a lifetime. "These creatures are impossible," Kreenath said. "They live in ways that should kill them. Yet they are healthy and strong." "They seem to enjoy suffering," Nixandra said. "They seek out pain and danger." "What kind of world creates such beings, Weeba?" the captain asked. They all looked out at Earth. The beautiful blue planet looked the same as before, but now they knew the truth. It was not a paradise. It was a world. So dangerous that only the strongest and craziest creatures could survive there. And somehow those creatures had learned to love it. Dr. Rachel Torres was excited to show the aliens around Earth. She was an environmental scientist who loved nature. She thought a nice trip to Yellowstone Park would help the aliens feel better about humans. She was very wrong. The alien team put on their thickest protective suits for the trip. After what they learned about human biology, they were afraid of everything on Earth. They followed Rachel like scared children following a teacher. "This is one of our most beautiful places," Rachel said as they walked near the hot springs. People come from all over the world to see this. The aliens looked at their scanners. The readings made them panic. The ground is on fire, Kreenath said. There is deadly gas coming from those pools. We must leave now. Oh, that's just sulfur, Rachel said. It's natural. The water is heated by the earth. It's perfectly safe if you stay on the path. Safe? Kreenath could not believe it. The temperature is hot enough to cook flesh. The gases would kill most life forms. Rachel laughed. Well, don't drink the water or fall in, but lots of people visit here every day. Kids love it. The alien geologist Quintar was staring at his readings. His whole body was shaking. Dr. Torres, what is this place built on? Oh, Yellowstone sits on top of a super volcano, Rachel said like it was no big deal. It's been quiet for thousands of years, but it could blow up someday. If it does, it might change the climate for the whole planet. Quintar fell down. His legs stopped working. The other aliens had to carry him back to their vehicle. You live on top of a planet killer? Nixandra asked. Well, it probably won't explode in our lifetime, Rachel said. And if it does, there's nothing we can do about it anyway. So why worry? The aliens could not understand this attitude. Humans knew they lived on a dangerous planet, but they just accepted it and went on with their lives. Park Ranger, Danny Foster, met them at the next stop. He was a big, friendly man who loved the outdoors. Danny had worked in national parks for 20 years. He knew everything about Earth's wildlife. Want to see some animals? Danny asked. The aliens were not sure they wanted to, but they needed to study Earth's life forms. Danny showed them a video of grizzly bears. The aliens watched a giant furry creature that could run faster than their vehicles and had claws like knives. They sometimes wander into campsites, Danny said. Mostly they just want food, but you have to be careful. People camp near these monsters? Kreenath asked. Sure, bears usually avoid humans. Just don't leave food out and make noise when you walk so you don't surprise them. The aliens looked at each other. Humans lived in the same areas as creatures that could tear them apart. Danny showed them pictures of rattlesnakes, mountain lions, and wolves. Each animal seemed designed to kill humans, yet humans hiked in the same forests and mountains where these creatures lived. Don't you have safe places to live? Nixandra asked. Everywhere has some kind of danger, Danny said. Earthquakes, floods, storms, wild animals. You just learn to be prepared and pay attention. Dr. Susan Clark took the aliens to see the ocean. She was a marine biologist who studied sea life. Susan thought the aliens would enjoy learning about Earth's underwater world. The first thing Susan showed them was a nature video about sharks. The aliens watched in horror as giant fish with rows of sharp teeth hunted other sea creatures. These killers live in your oceans? Kreenath asked. Sharks are amazing, Susan said. They have been around for millions of years. They are perfect hunters. And humans go into the water with them? All the time. Shark attacks are very rare. You are more likely to get hit by lightning than killed by a shark. The aliens did not find this comforting. They learned that humans were also sometimes hit by lightning. Susan showed them videos of deep-sea creatures. The aliens saw fish that lived in crushing darkness, creatures that made their own light, and things that looked like aliens from horror movies. The pressure down there would crush most spaceships, Susan explained. Yet life finds a way to survive even there. The aliens realized that Earth's oceans were as dangerous as outer space, but full of life. Captain Martinez explained Earth's weather to the aliens. He was a meteorologist who tracked storms for the military. This time of year, we watch for hurricanes, Martinez said. He showed them satellite pictures of giant spinning storms. These storms destroy cities? Quintar asked. He was feeling better but still nervous. Sometimes. But we have warning systems now. Most people evacuate when a big one comes. You abandon your homes? For a while. Then we come back and rebuild. The aliens could not understand this. Humans built cities knowing that storms would destroy them. Then they built them again in the same places. Martinez showed them tornadoes, blizzards, floods, and droughts. Each type of weather could kill thousands of people. Yet humans lived everywhere on Earth. even in places where the worst weather happened. Why don't you live in safe places? Nixandra asked. There are no completely safe places, Martinez said. California has earthquakes, the Midwest has tornadoes, the coast has hurricanes, the mountains have avalanches. You just pick your favorite kind of danger and learn to deal with it. Dr. Nicole Adams was a climatologist who studied Earth's long-term climate. She had the worst news for the aliens. What you are seeing now is actually a calm period for Earth, Nicole said. Our planet goes through ice ages every few thousand years. We have had 5 major extinction events where most life died off. We get hit by asteroids sometimes. Volcanoes can change the whole climate. This is a calm period? Kreenath asked. Oh yes. The last ice age ended only 10,000 years ago. Before that, most of North America was covered by ice a mile thick. How did anything survive? Life on Earth is tough. It has to be. Our planet tries to kill everything on it on a regular basis. The aliens sat in silence. They were starting to understand something terrible. Earth was not just dangerous compared to other planets. Earth was a world that actively tried to destroy all life, and somehow life not only survived but grew stronger. Your species evolved in constant danger, Nixandra said slowly. I guess so, Nicole said. Every day is a gift when you live on a planet like this. That is why you are so strong, Kreenath realized. Your world made you strong or killed you. There was no other choice. The aliens looked out at the beautiful landscape around them. They saw mountains that could explode, rivers that could flood, and skies that could send down deadly storms, yet humans called it home and thought it was beautiful. That night, the aliens sent a long report to their home world. They explained that Earth was not a normal planet. It was a death world that constantly tested everything that lived on it. Most species would have died out long ago on such a world. But humans did not just survive. They multiplied and spread across the entire planet. They built cities in deserts, on fault lines, and in hurricane zones. These humans are not normal, the report said. They are what happens when intelligence evolves on a world that never stops trying to kill you. They are survivors of the highest order. The Galactic Council received the report with shock. They had never heard of intelligent life thriving on such a dangerous world. Back on Earth, the humans were learning something too. They were starting to understand that their normal, everyday world was actually an impossible nightmare to most life forms in the galaxy. And they were beginning to realize that this made them very, very special. The alien crew decided they needed to understand human history. How did a species survive on such a deadly world for so long? Dr. Maya Patel was called in to help. She was a teacher who studied how different cultures developed over time. Maya brought history books and old pictures to show the aliens. She started with the first humans who lived in caves and hunted wild animals with simple tools. Your ancestors lived with no protection? Kreenath asked. He looked at a picture of early humans hunting a mammoth with spears. They had fire and basic weapons, Maya said. But yes, they lived outside with dangerous animals and bad weather. The aliens studied pictures of ancient humans. They saw people who lived through ice ages, volcanic eruptions, and attacks by giant predators. Somehow, these early humans not only survived but grew smarter. We think that danger made us clever, Maya explained. We had to solve problems or die. So we learned to make better tools, build shelters, and work together. Professor Gary Mitchell joined them to talk about how humans spread around the world. He was an old man who had spent his life digging up ancient cities and tools. Humans started in Africa, Gary said. Then they walked to every continent on Earth. They crossed oceans, climbed mountains, and settled in deserts. The aliens looked at a world map. Red dots showed where humans had lived throughout history. The dots were everywhere, even in places that looked impossible to survive. They went to the frozen north where nothing grows, Gary said. They sailed to tiny islands in the middle of the ocean. They built cities in jungles full of diseases and predators. Why? Nixandra asked. Why leave safe places to go somewhere more dangerous? Humans are curious, Gary said. They always want to see what is over the next hill, and when resources get scarce, they look for new places to live. The aliens could not understand this. Their species only moved when they had to. The idea of leaving safety to explore danger was crazy to them. Captain Lisa Chang was an engineer who designed equipment for extreme environments. She brought examples of human technology to show the aliens. "This is a spacesuit," Lisa said, holding up the white outfit. "Humans wear this to survive in the vacuum of space." The aliens examined the suit with their scanners. It was primitive compared to their technology, but it worked. Humans had figured out how to protect themselves in places where no life should exist. "This is for deep ocean diving," Lisa said, showing them a heavy metal suit. "The pressure at the bottom of our oceans would crush most creatures, but humans go down there anyway." Lisa showed them Arctic gear for surviving in frozen wastelands, desert equipment for living without water, and mountain climbing gear for scaling peaks that had no breathable air. "You make tools to go to places that would kill you?" Kreenath asked. "We make tools to go everywhere," Lisa said. "If there is a place on Earth, some human has probably been there." The aliens realized that human technology was not just for making life easier. It was for surviving in places where life should not be possible. Dr. Robert Kim brought a group of human children to meet the aliens. The aliens were curious about how young humans developed. They expected to see fragile creatures that needed protection. They were wrong again. The children ran straight to the playground equipment. The aliens watched in horror as kids climbed up high structures, slid down steep slides, and swung on moving bars. "They are going to hurt themselves," Quintar said. "Sometimes they do," Dr. Kim said. "But that is how they learn. Children need to take small risks to develop properly." The aliens watched a boy fall off the monkey bars and scrape his knee. Instead of crying for help, the boy got up, looked at his small wound, and went back to playing. "He is injured but continues the dangerous activity," Nixandra noted. "Kids are tough," Dr. Kim said. "A little scrape does not slow them down." The aliens saw children playing games that involved running, jumping, and sometimes colliding with each other. What humans called play looked like combat training to the aliens. Colonel Jennifer Adams explained human warfare to the increasingly disturbed aliens. She was a military historian who had studied conflicts throughout human history. "Humans have been fighting each other for thousands of years," Jennifer said. "Every generation has had wars." She showed them pictures of ancient battles with swords and shields, then modern warfare with advanced weapons. The aliens were shocked by human creativity in finding new ways to fight. "You use the same intelligence that helps you survive to hurt each other?" Kreenath asked. "Unfortunately, yes," Jennifer said. "But war also drives innovation. Many of our survival technologies were first developed for military use. The aliens learned that humans had turned their survival instincts against their own species. The same toughness that helped them survive natural disasters also made them effective warriors." Dr. Patricia Young was a philosopher who tried to explain human thinking to the aliens. This was the hardest part for them to understand. "Humans value courage," Patricia said. "We admire people who face danger to help others." She told them stories of firefighters who ran into burning buildings, soldiers who sacrificed themselves to save their friends, and explorers who died trying to reach new places. "They choose to die?" Quintar asked. "They choose to risk death for something they think is important," Patricia said. "We call them heroes." The concept of heroism made no sense to the aliens. In their culture, staying alive was the most important thing. The idea of dying for others or for knowledge was completely foreign. "You find meaning in danger," Nixandra said slowly. "I guess we do," Patricia said. "Humans believe that some things are worth risking everything for." The aliens spent days studying human culture. They learned about mountain climbers who died, trying to reach the highest peaks. They studied explorers who sailed into unknown oceans. They read about scientists who exposed themselves to diseases to find cures. Every example showed the same pattern. Humans deliberately chose danger when they could have chosen safety. "Your species is addicted to risk," Kreenath concluded. "Maybe," Patricia said. "But without that risk-taking, we would still be living in caves. Taking chances is how we grow." MOI. Aliens began to understand that human civilization was built on the willingness to face the impossible. Every human achievement came from someone who was brave enough or crazy enough to try something that might kill them. They built cities knowing earthquakes would knock them down. They sailed oceans knowing storms would sink their ships. They climbed mountains knowing they might never come back down. And somehow this constant risk-taking made humans stronger and smarter with each generation. That night, the alien crew held another meeting. They had learned more about humans than any other species in the galaxy. The picture they were getting scared them more every day. These creatures are not just tough, Kreenath said. They actively seek out challenges that would destroy other species. They seem to need danger to be happy, Nixandra added. Safety makes them restless. What happens when such a species develops space travel? The captain asked. None of them wanted to answer that question. They all knew what humans would do with interstellar technology. They would use it to explore every dangerous corner of the galaxy. The aliens looked out at Earth one more time. The blue planet looked peaceful and beautiful. But they now knew the truth. It was home to the most dangerous species in the galaxy, and that species was just getting started. The alien research team finished their report about Earth and sent it to the Galactic Council. The message traveled across space at the speed of light. When it reached the council headquarters, every member stopped what they were doing to read. The report was 47 pages long. Every page described something impossible about Earth or humans. By the time the council members finished reading, they were all scared. Admiral Zara Keth was the first to speak. She was the head of Galactic Defense, responsible for protecting civilized worlds from threats. She had fought space pirates and stopped wars between planets, but she had never seen anything like this report. Earth must be classified as a Class 12 death world, she announced. This is the highest danger rating we have ever given to any planet. The council chamber erupted in shocked voices. A Class 12 rating meant a world so dangerous that no intelligent life should be able to survive there. But Earth not only had intelligent life, it had intelligent life that thrived in impossible conditions. We need to establish a quarantine zone around their system, Admiral Zaraketh continued. These humans are not dangerous because they are violent. They are dangerous because they are impossible. Back on Earth, the humans were having their own meeting. NASA Director Frank Wilson called together all the scientists who had worked with the aliens. They met in a secure conference room to discuss what they had learned. The aliens think we are monsters, Jake Sullivan said. He looked tired. After days of translating between humans and aliens. Not monsters, Dr. Amanda Rodriguez corrected. They think we are impossible. There is a difference. Commander Alex Turner was NASA's best astronaut. He had spent months in space and was not afraid of anything. But even he was worried about what the aliens had told them. They say our world would kill most species in the galaxy, Alex said. They think we are freaks of nature. Dr. Patricia Ross was an environmental engineer who designed systems for making hostile environments livable. She had been quiet during most of the meeting, but now she had something to say. Maybe we should show them our terraforming plans, Patricia said. Everyone looked at her. Terraforming was the idea of changing other planets to make them suitable for human life. That might make things worse, Frank said. They are already scared of us. But they need to understand, Patricia said. We are not just survivors. We are adapters. We can make any world livable. Patricia pulled up her computer files. She showed plans for turning Mars into a world with breathable air and liquid water. She had designs for cities that could survive on planets with extreme temperatures or poisonous atmospheres. This is what humans do, Patricia said. We do not just survive in bad conditions. We make bad conditions better. The room was quiet as everyone looked at the terraforming plans. They had always thought of these projects as ways to help humanity expand into space. Now they realized how these plans might look to aliens who could barely survive on their own. Perfect worlds. Meanwhile, in space, Dr. Kreenath was having the worst crisis of his long career. He had studied life on dozens of worlds. He thought he understood how evolution worked. But humans had broken every rule he knew. Intelligence usually evolves to avoid danger, he explained to his crew. Smart creatures learn to stay away from things that can hurt them. But humans evolved intelligence to overcome danger. The alien crew gathered around him to listen. They were all struggling to understand what they had discovered. Most species become intelligent and then find safe places to live, Kreenath continued. They build cities away from volcanoes and earthquakes. They avoid dangerous weather and predators. But humans build cities everywhere, including the most dangerous places on their planet. What does this mean for us? Asked the ship's captain. It means humans are completely unlike any other intelligent species in the galaxy, Kreenath said. They represent a different path of evolution. Instead of intelligence making them careful, it made them fearless. The alien anthropologist, Nixandra, had been studying human culture and psychology. She had reached her own disturbing conclusions. Humans need challenges to be happy, she reported. When life becomes too easy, they become restless and look for new difficulties to overcome. Safety makes them bored. That is insane, said Quintar, the geologist who had fainted when he learned about the Yellowstone supervolcano. It is their nature, Nixandra said. They cannot help it. Their brains are wired to seek out problems to solve and dangers to face. The implications were terrifying. If humans ever developed faster-than-light travel, they would not use it to find safe worlds to colonize. They would use it to find the most dangerous and challenging places in the galaxy. On Earth, the human leadership was making plans for the future. They knew that their relationship with the galactic community would be complicated. Commander Alex Turner was chosen to be humanity's first interstellar ambassador. He would visit alien worlds and try to show them that humans were not a threat. I will need a special environmental suit, Alex told the engineers, not to protect me from their worlds, but to protect their worlds from me. This was a new kind of problem. Usually, environmental suits protected the wearer from dangerous conditions, but humans were so adapted to dangerous conditions that they might accidentally harm aliens just by being near them. Dr. Amanda Rodriguez was excited about the scientific opportunities. She wanted to study alien biology and share human knowledge with other species. We could teach them so much, Amanda said. Our medical knowledge, our survival techniques, our engineering solutions. That might scare them even more, Frank Wilson warned. They already think our medicine is impossible. Our survival techniques look like torture to them. And our engineering is designed for conditions they cannot imagine surviving. The weeks passed as both sides tried to figure out how to move forward. The aliens established a research station in Earth's orbit, far enough away to feel safe but close enough to continue their studies. The Galactic Council declared Earth a protected world, but not in the way they usually protected planets. Usually, they protected worlds from outside threats. This time they were protecting the galaxy from Earth. No contact with Earth without full Council approval, Admiral Zaraketh ordered. No trade missions, no cultural exchanges, no tourism. These humans are too unpredictable. But some Council members disagreed. They argued that humans could be valuable allies precisely because they were so different from other species. Think about it, said Counselor Vexithan from the planet Serenity. What if we face a threat that requires surviving in impossible conditions? Who better to help us than a species that evolved specifically to overcome the impossible? The debate continued for months. Meanwhile, humans and aliens slowly learned to understand each other better. Dr. Kreenath eventually came to a startling conclusion. He published a paper that changed how the galaxy thought about evolution and intelligence. Humans are not freaks or monsters, he wrote. They are what any species might become if forced to evolve on a world that constantly challenges them. Earth did not create dangerous creatures. It created ultimate survivors. The paper became famous throughout the galaxy. It suggested that humans represented a new type of intelligence, one that grew stronger through adversity rather than weaker. Some species began to wonder if their own safe worlds had made them too soft. They looked at their perfect climates and wondered if they had missed something important by never facing real challenges. But most species remained terrified of humans. They could not imagine living the way humans lived, and they did not want to try. The story ended with both sides reaching a careful understanding. Humans would be allowed to join the galactic community, but slowly and with many precautions. They would share their knowledge and receive alien technology in return. But everyone knew that this was just the beginning. Humans were survivors and explorers by nature. Eventually, they would spread throughout the galaxy, bringing their impossible toughness and fearless curiosity to every corner of space. The galaxy would never be the same again, and perhaps in the face of unknown future dangers, that would turn out to be exactly what the galaxy needed.